And joining us now on the WashU Sports Network is volleyball coach Vanessa Walby. Coach, how are we doing today?
Doing really well. Thanks so much, Chris.
So, Coach, let's get right to it right off the bat. What is keeping Coach Walby busy during COVID-19?
A lot of small little things, I would say. Recruiting's a bigger thing. That's kind of taking most of our time right now, and then also connecting with a lot of our different colleagues on different questions and kind of brainstorming and stuff. I'm trying to connect with at least one player each day, whether it's an incoming freshman or any of our returners. I actually just got off of a call with two of our captains, so that was fun to see them and kind of connect with them. I'm also cooking a whole lot more, so my cooking game has gotten a lot better, and my exercise has gotten a lot better. I think since this has all started, I've been able to do something every single day, which is a good change of pace and a good routine to get into.
So, Coach, obviously some of our winter sports and spring sports lost some or most of all their season. So for volleyball, you lost your spring season, which obviously is not your main competition season. But for a volleyball coach, explain to our fans how important it is to have a spring season, which you lost this year.
Yeah, I think that's one advantage that our conference gets is that we're able to have a spring season. A lot of our other conferences aren't able to do that, or their time's limited. So for us, I think it's really important because I think our girls gain a lot of strength and maturity in the off season from when we finish throughout to when spring season starts. They're working out in the weight room with Tio and Alicia quite a bit. You can see kind of their development and their growth in there, which also transfers over onto the court. But one of the things that we like to do during spring season is kind of slow some things down and fine tune a lot of details. So we use the iPad quite a bit. If things are just small, minute things that we can fix, it becomes more clear for the girls and we can kind of meet them halfway at a lot of stuff. So it's a good time for them to show me how much they've grown and for us to kind of get to the real details of things because we only have 15 practices. So it's not like we can reinvent the wheel. But I think that's where a lot of the players hit their stride on a lot of stuff and things just become more comfortable, especially with our freshmen. Fall's such a crazy time for them, adjusting to so many things, just entering college that their comfort level is just a lot different in the spring, and their growth with the team, culture-wise and personality-wise, is so much different that I think we're just missing kind of that time together to either introduce new stuff or just kind of develop and fine-tune a lot of details.
All right, Coach. Now, we share the same birthday, July 3rd. Obviously, you are much younger than I am. Now, Tom Cruise is the most famous July 3rd birthday that I could find.
Yeah.
Is there any truth to the rumor that you are a close second?
Ooh, you know what? I actually did some research on this once you sent me the questions, and I might have to be a close third because if you would ask my girls, they're all Criminal Mind lovers, and Thomas Gibson, the lead guy in there, is also on July 3rd. And I know Criminal Minds is a big show right now for a lot of the kids. It's an older show that's kind of making a comeback on some stuff, but I always think it's fun that you and I share that birthday, although I feel like pictures are always posted of me on that day and not so much of you. So we got to figure out a way to remedy that.
That's true. That's true. I have some connections on the WashU Bears social media platforms.
At least we get fireworks that whole weekend or that whole event.
We hope so. So, Coach, you're from Lodi, Wisconsin. You played 2 years of volleyball at Wisconsin Whitewater. Helped lead your team to 2 NCAA tournaments. In 2000, you guys were the national runner-up, and you were also an all-tourney selection. So obviously you had a ton of success playing college volleyball. Talk to me about your experience in Whitewater.
Growth happened a lot at Whitewater. My coach is one of my biggest mentors. She's kind of my second mom. Her and my mom are actually really close. They touch base with each other quite a bit. But she helped me grow up and mature as an individual and kind of get my life path rolling. I know this might sound like a cliche, but it was at Whitewater that I decided I wanted to become a coach, and my coach helped me with that. I was pretty involved with a lot of our camps and a lot of our instruction on stuff, and I really enjoyed that. And so when I started thinking about my next path on stuff, I asked her, what do I need to do to get at the college level? Because she really taught you how to become a student of the game and also mature and develop as a young woman and just become a little bit more confident on things and what you were doing. She also helped us build a lot of relationships. I touch base with my college teammates every single year. We spend a holiday together on a weekend right before Christmas, and that's been going on for almost 20 years now. And so I think it's a lot happened in my time there, and I enjoyed my experience there. I think I was able to compete at a high level and experience some pretty awesome things that a lot of my friends who played Division One just really didn't get to experience. And postseason and a national championship, no matter at what level you're at, is pretty awesome. And so to be able to experience that as a player, it's something I really want my players to experience, because it's hard to describe. It's just a feeling that is pretty undescribable and pretty awesome. And if everybody could experience it once, it would be amazing. But I also know that's what makes sports really special.
Now, Coach, you also played 1 year of women's basketball. I got to ask, what's the story there? Just 1 year, though.
So I had 1 year of eligibility left, and we were pretty close with the basketball team. And in spring season, we would play pickup with them while they were up in the upstairs gym. And we always had a volleyball team that played intramurals and stuff together, and we always did really well in that. But we just kind of looked at stuff, and as we were scrimmaging and doing stuff with the basketball team, I was like, well, I'm hanging with these guys pretty well. Maybe I should just try out. I got a year left. What else am I going to do? And I had to be there for school anyways, that extra year. And so I gave it a whirl. Totally different conditioning, totally different sport, totally. The season is so much longer. I know my mom wasn't overly stoked because my holidays were cut short on stuff, but it was also a really good learning experience for me now in the coaching world to kind of adjust and adapt to different styles and different types of things.
So Coach Henderson, Randy Orduez has yet to ask you to be on their staff, right?
Correct. And I won't be playing noon hoops if they're playing, because that's not a fair matchup.
Coach, let's talk a little bit about social media. I think it's one thing that you've really embraced in your program. You do a really good job, especially on Instagram. You do a really good job at WashUVB, have around 700 followers on Instagram. How important is it in your program these days, especially with COVID-19?
Yeah, so social media is a new thing for me, like you're saying. It's an uncomfortable thing that I'm learning to become a little bit more comfortable. I'm also willing to ask for help on a lot of that stuff, which at my age, I think you need to, because this is the route that we're going. My nieces and nephews, I have 8 of them. They all are informing me that Instagram and Snapchat's the way to go. Facebook is for us older people. But I also know a lot of our alums and people are on that, and that's the easier route to go. But Instagram, I think, is a great way to tell a quick story through pictures or quick videos on stuff, and just to get information fast to kids. And it's meeting them halfway at their medium on things. I know kids don't have a whole lot of time to chat or FaceTime or do anything like that. I know COVID during this time, it's a lot different, but most of the time when school's in session and club volleyball is going, they barely have time to breathe on stuff, let alone sit down and have a 15-minute conversation. So if this is ways that they can learn more about our school, our personality, and kind of our team in general and how we run things, we like to kick that out there as much as possible. I think during this time you have to. It's the only way to have kids experience, mini campus visits or anything like that, for them to learn more about WashU and our girls. I'm trying to put the girls out there as much as possible, because people want to hear from them, not from me. And they're the ones living it on a daily basis and are the face of our program. So the more I can put them out there showcasing their talents or their personalities or their involvement in our program, I'm trying to do that as much as possible for our recruits.
Well, you and Coach Selly, your full-time assistant coach, do a really good job. So I encourage all of our fans that are tuning in here today to follow WashUVB on Instagram. Another question, Coach. You've been to 10 straight NCAA tournaments between your time at Chicago and WashU. So someone said, Coach Walby, what's been your success? Why this so much success in 10 years?
That's a tough question. I think if you ask a lot of coaches, I think it has to do a lot with our players and our kids. I think buy-in is a big thing. I know a lot of coaches use that term, but I think up at Chicago, it is something that they had to learn and just kind of buy into what I was doing. And the only way to do that, I think, is for there to be trust. I think my players trust me a lot. At least I would hope they would say that, and I trust them. I think it's a very two-way street on some things, but I think they trust that no matter what I'm going to ask out of them, it's something that's going to be productive and is going to make us successful in a lot of different ways. But I don't think just on the court, but in their life in general. And so for me, it's more of providing them the materials, laying that foundation of trust with each other, and then helping. That helps me a lot to push them outside their comfort zone for us to, get better every single day. And so I think for me, it's preparation, trust, and getting to know the girls, and then those girls getting to know me and buying into what we're doing.
All right, Coach, I got 8 no hedging questions here. So I just need a
Okay.
quick response, and we're going to have a little fun so our
Okay.
fans that are tuning in get to know Coach Walby. So what is your favorite food?
Ooh, Mexican food or sushi?
Favorite drink on game day, like, right before the match starts? What do you like to have to drink?
Uh, Sadly to say, and it's not a good example, Diet Coke.
Favorite movie?
Ooh, probably two of them, Braveheart and Hangover, two
Okay,
totally different movies.
fair enough. All right. Favorite 90s jam, taking you back to college here.
Ooh, probably anything Snoop Dogg. I was kind of into a lot of that pre-gaming on stuff.
I think we all were. All right, Coach, I know you talked about it a lot in COVID-19. You've been working on it a lot. What's been your favorite workout recently?
Oh, I've been doing a lot of different, I only have dumbbells and access to running or walking so far. So one thing that I tried new that I really liked is I've never gone all the way around Forest Park, and I live right next to Forest Park. So I actually walked it. I didn't run it, but it was nice to see different areas of the park that I hadn't seen so far. But I'm trying to get really creative on a lot of body weight or dumbbell stuff. So I've been Googling, I feel like, nonstop different stuff. But probably the best suggestion that was given to me was from my Orange Theory instructor. And it's a workout with a deck of cards. And for each suit or each number, you do a different activity during that time. So I could do a half a deck or I could do a full deck. And that's kind of been a different creative thing to do.
Coach Walby, what's your favorite social media platform?
Instagram.
Favorite coach? This is easy.
Favorite coach? Like in my sport or anything?
How about your favorite coach just growing up throughout your life?
Oh, I would probably say my coach at Whitewater, Coach Russell. My high school coach played a big role as well. I didn't know anything about the game until my freshman year of high school. And so she pretty much helped me to fall in love with it and decide that that's what I wanted to play in college because I originally was going to be a softball player and I decided not to because I really love volleyball. So I would say those two coaches probably made the most influence on me for volleyball.
Last question. What's your favorite part of coaching? Why do you enjoy coming to WashU every day?
Ooh, I think a lot of it is for the people and for the players. It's really coming like very obvious to me how much I enjoy my coworkers and actually having that face-to-face contact with them. I know we can do that through Zoom or FaceTime, but it's a little bit different to have an in-person conversation. But this is the longest that I'll ever go not seeing my players, and that's really weird for me. Like I feel like it's pretty long when season ends and then I don't get them again really until spring season, but this is double the amount of time. And I'm used to summers, but with this being an extended summer, it's really weird not seeing their personalities because a lot of them stop into my office on a daily basis, even if it's like 5 minutes or so. But I got into coaching because of the athletes and the impact that my coach made on me with kind of growing up and having that maturity on stuff that I truly like to see someone come in their freshman year, maybe a little bit naive to what's going on. And by the time they graduate, they've really become a self-sufficient, confident woman that is prepared to take on a lot in their life in the real world on stuff. And hopefully I've played a role in that to help prepare them, because I think that's stuff that they can't really learn in the classroom.
Great answers, Coach. Well, just want to
Thanks.
say thanks for tuning in here. Thanks for joining us, Coach, and sharing a little of your wisdom of coaching and sharing a little bit about your past on why you became a coach
Yeah.
and who was inspirational in your career.
Thanks so much for asking. I look forward to seeing this and all the other ones that you do during this time.
Coach, and hopefully you get out and enjoy some nice weather this week in Forest Park.
I know I saw that it's 80 today. I need to get out there at some point.
Have a good one, Coach. Thanks for
Thank you
joining
so
us.
much.